Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of episode number 245. We are on the hot tags of the week, some different news, rumors, stories, and whatever the hell else happens in the past few days of sports entertainment and pro wrestling. And we're going to start off with some talk about Alberto Del Rio. There's been a lot of speculation that he has not exactly been in the best spot in the company and that he might be leaving soon. And now there's actually a little bit more information about that. He might have an out clause in his contract where once September comes along, he might be able to just leave the company. So, first question, should Del Rio leave? Second, will he leave? Peyton, what do you think?
Yes, and yes, because you know it also begins in September? Filming of the third season of Lucha Underground.
Now, I'm curious if this out clause, if it is true, because again, we don't really know for sure, if that would apply to that whole 90-day or 60-day waiting period.
Well, that wouldn't count because that wouldn't be on TV until next summer.
Oh. I thought
stays in the
it
can.
started November or something like that.
I'm sorry, season 3 starts, the filming for season 4 begins. So, yeah, season 3 does start. Season 3's already been filmed last year.
Oh, okay. All right.
My bad.
Huh. All right. Well, that would be a good way for him to just, kind of keep the momentum going and everything.
Yeah, it's Lucha Underground's more like a TV show where they film the show like 6 months in advance.
And the spoilers don't come out? That's kind of surprising.
I mean, they do, just people care enough to protect them, you know?
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens when a company actually wants to still protect kayfabe and not just, yeah, we're fake, yeah. Look at all of our fakeness.
Yeah, occasionally something will slip out, but for the most part, they're pretty good about it. They, from what I know, select the audiences, and they're pretty much told to keep hush, so it works. I mean, you just remember when MVP let something slip, they were like, hey!
Yeah, that's right, they were pissed about that. Now, the other thing that might tie into this is the whole situation with Paige, which we're going to tie that into another hot tag here, is there's possible injuries to Paige and two other people. We'll talk about them in a moment, but Paige and Del Rio split on different shows. A lot of reports that maybe she's sort of not acting her age, or, acting her age. She's young. And that she could be on the out, sort of. If Paige and Del Rio are a couple, and they're trying to split them up, and Del Rio's pissed, and Paige is pissed, and they're pissing other people off and all that, we could see both of these people leaving. Now, Paige doesn't probably have that out clause, but she could be just leaving on her own terms. So, the Paige thing might factor in here, too. What do you think's going on, Wago?
I mean, I imagine he's not happy about it. He looked like he couldn't give a shit on the interview on the draft show. So maybe he is mad about it. I think it's just going to be more incentive for him to leave. As far as Paige acting like a brat, well, yeah, she does. We know.
She's always been acting like a brat for the most part.
Yeah, it's not news. I don't know why they thought the need to split him up. Last thing I'd want to do is upset Del Rio unless they want him gone. I mean, shit, maybe someone does want him gone. They already lost this guy once and had to get him back, so...
And you know what? When he left the company originally, there was a lot of tension between him and Triple H. So maybe now that Triple H is kind of stepping up a little bit more, we got the brand split happening and all that, maybe Triple H is kind of rubbing him the wrong way, he's rubbing Triple H the wrong way, and they're kind of looking at it as like, dude, we just don't get along, and like, fuck you, kind of.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Del Rio is so goddamn full of himself that he thinks he should be the biggest star anywhere it goes.
That's definitely a factor.
It pissed him off in AAA. It pissed him off the first time he left WWE. It pissed him off in Lucha Underground, and he's probably pissed off about it now. Like, he probably thought he came in, beats John Cena clean for the U.S. title his first night in. He's going to be hot shit. He's probably going to be, like, the big star, especially here's this brand split. Oh, man, I'm guaranteed to be world champion again. This is what happened the last time there was two brands. And then it's not happening, and he's probably just throwing a bitch fit.
That's probably what's happening behind the scenes. Because I can picture him being that type of guy. I mean, he has said in interviews of like, well, I should be paid more and I should be valued more and all that. And to be fair, he is a valuable commodity in certain ways.
I guarantee he should be paid more. Everyone on that roster should be paid more. But unfortunately, Del Rio is not the top guy. He might think he is, but he's never connected with the audience. He's had
as much as he thinks that he has.
He's had his moments, and let's face it, if you stick around WWE long enough, everybody has a few moments. He's just never connected with an audience. His entire claim to fame in WWE was that they paid a lot of money to get him over with his entrance. Then they took it away, and now he's just like he's a great worker. But there's not much to him.
Hell, I'll argue the main reason Del Rio got over as much as he did was Ricardo.
Helped a lot.
I think it might have helped. I don't think it was one of the main reasons, but
I think Wago nailed it. That whole entrance, and it was the whole package. It was Ricardo, it was the cars, it was the pyro, it was even the scarf. Just all of that together was an awesome package for Del Rio to come in, and that's what got him so over. The last couple of years that he's been wrestling with WWE, I don't mean consistent, but when you think of the time he's been there, the most over thing he's had is the damn C chant.
Yeah, and that's just piggybacking off of Daniel Bryan.
So he either needs to be happy with the spot he has and the fact that he could still be in the same company as his lady, or he could just fuck off, because I don't know where he expects to get much better.
No, it's not like he's going to get paid at TNA. That ain't fucking happening.
And besides which, if Del Rio leaves, the only person that's going to be upset is his one fan in Mexico.
The one guy at the beginning of the show that was going, eh. Well, I mentioned this earlier, possible injury to Paige. Seems like that there might be some injuries to two other people as well. Jimmy Uso and Bray Wyatt supposedly are injured right now, but not drastically. It's not like they're going to be out for months on months. But Jimmy Uso hasn't been working many shows. Jey Uso has been teaming up with like Dolph Ziggler and such. And Bray Wyatt could have gotten injured in his match on SmackDown. Haven't heard much information about that, so it might have just been like tweaking a knee or something like that. But that's two people that could be down when it comes to that. And with this brand split, they're both on SmackDown.
Jesus Christ, Bray.
Yeah.
Careful, dude. Like, really? This is like the third injury in a row he's had.
And he had the back injury. This is like a possible leg injury. It's kind of like, it's not like a recurring thing where it's like, oh man, his shoulder just always hurts him. It's like he's just falling apart all over the place, I guess. Maybe he needs that rocking chair. He's just sitting in it for a little bit.
I'll tell you, if he keeps this up, that's going to completely kill his momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not just like with the fans, but even just with his, I hate using this word, his push. They're not going to have interest in him anymore. Maybe they'll put him back to like just a pure manager role, and I think there's so much money to be made with him like that too. I hope they wouldn't just completely give up hope with the guy. I think they know what they have with him, but man,
dude's got huge star potential, but he's got to stop fucking up.
Yeah. Absolutely. This is way too much to be getting hurt. I mean, people will always ream on someone like a Wade Barrett or who else? Kennedy. They always got on his ass for getting injured a lot. I mean, I understand people like Bray Wyatt, but how can you not look at him in the same way?
Now, the one positive for Bray Wyatt that Jimmy Uso doesn't have is Bray Wyatt can go out there for a couple weeks and just cut promos. Jimmy Uso ain't doing that.
So no, he could just stand at ringside while his brother wrestles and go, "Come on, Oos!"
Yeah, come on, Oos. Oh, man, you lost, Oos. Because he always loses. Jey Uso loses every fucking match. But if Jimmy and Jay are not, going to be forming this tag team division that they've got on SmackDown, that's going to hurt the tag team division too. And if Bray Wyatt's not going to be wrestling in the main event, they need Bray Wyatt in that main event. I mean, we had that whole six-pack challenge where it was like, guys, we really don't have six people. Now if we have another person taken out of the equation, holy shit, man, SmackDown's really going to need some enthusiasm brought into this mix. That's what Kurt Hawkins is going to do.
Convince, inject it with a lethal dose of enthusiasm?
Maybe.
Is that just putting in a bunch of NXT guys?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Why is it a lethal dose?
I don't know, because that's what he said.
Maybe he wants him to get Jay Lethal.
Hey, we'll bring him into the company. Who cares, right?
I mean, they got rid of Ric Flair. They can just put Jay Lethal with Charlotte and have him do his impressions.
That'd be a good way to do it. We were talking about how great it would be if Randy Savage came back.
Dude, can you imagine if he did that and Charlotte just was putting her arm around him and cuddling with him and calling him daddy?
There's that incest angle that he wanted.
Imagine?
That'd be great.
Book it, WWE. Go ahead. You know you want to.
Hulk could pull Rick aside and he'd be like, well, it's a black dude.
Let's talk about another daddy issue. This is a more serious one, though. It's just I couldn't...
Wait, there's a segue for daddy issue?
Yeah, there is. It's sadly an unfortunate one, though. So, It's a terrible joke that I
So
made.
stop laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, just the sound effect after China's death.
Oh man, if I heard that sound effect again, I'd be crying right now. Yeah, all right, serious face. Lilian Garcia has left WWE, at least for a little bit, because she's going to be taking care of her father, who unfortunately has some kind of cancer right now. So we are going to talk about, obviously, there's nothing to talk about when it comes to like, oh, that sucks. Of course it sucks. But who should be kind of picking up the reins to take her spot a little bit? I've been talking a little bit about how JoJo's been impressive lately. She stepped up her game. I really like the guy that's been on the Cruiserweight Classic. Still not sure how to pronounce his name, though. It's Rome is his name, but I don't know if it's Rome or Rome or, Romy, something like that. Mike. Good old Mike. I think that Greg Hamilton has been doing a pretty decent job, too.
I think Greg Hamilton's the best guy they got in their roster.
He's kind of weird with some of the things that he announces, but the Grand Metalik is good enough.
Just bring him up. I don't know what you're talking about with JoJo, man. JoJo has been the utter shits.
Really, you think?
She's been completely interrupted when people are coming out to me. Her voice is just completely, like, overcasting everything and making it...
I think she's improved, and I think by comparison, she's a lot better than she was, but by no means is she the elite in the WWE.
Oh, she's not Howard Finkel or anything, but...
She's not even Lilian. For all the shit Lilian gets, she's very good at her job.
I think that JoJo's got a potential upside that she could end up being that type of person, but I like her better as a backstage interviewer overall. So it sort of depends. I mean, they've got enough people here. I think Rome or Romy or whatever and Hamilton could really step up and they can take that kind of spot, but still kind of miss Justin Roberts a little bit too. Although it's, they got rid of him. He can't say "Dahi of us" anymore. So maybe it's a good thing that he's gone. But what do you think, Wago, about bringing up somebody like a Hamilton? Is it just like, it's an announcer, he gives a shit, or should they just take it? Go ahead and do it.
I think they should hire Justin Roberts back. Simple as.
Just good enough that they should just...
Yeah, I think he's one of the most underrated guys. Tony Chimmel's just okay. I don't even know if they still have him.
Chimmel's kind of a joke, though.
Yeah, I just like when they trot him out there for a superstar.
That's pretty much the only time we see him now, too.
I love it. I love that they still do it, though.
How the fuck, by the way, this side note, I love Howard Finkel, but, and I love the Funaki thing that they go with. How is Tony Chimmel not the one that's introducing the Edge and Christian show instead of the Funaki thing?
I don't know. Could work, I guess.
Wouldn't it make sense?
I've not put that much thought into it, to be honest.
It just popped into my mind right now. You would think that he would want to do that, but oh well. So you think just Justin Roberts coming back would be the best way to get around this problem?
He's seasoned at his job. He was good at his job. Bring him back. There's no reason not to. Sounds like a cool enough guy, too, from the interviews I've heard.
I don't remember him trashing the company or anything on his way out either.
There was a few things said, but it wasn't. I can't call it quite trashing as much as an explanation, because he even admitted faults on his own end. So.
No, people have done worse and come back, right?
Yeah, definitely, and I'm pretty sure nobody in the WWE went out of their way to listen to a Justin Roberts interview.
They're just kind of you hear all the buzz about Justin Roberts, what he's been saying. We got worry he might go to TNA. Let's talk about something with Rusev now. Not Rusev, Ryback. The hell with the Rusev thing. Speaking of people leaving the company and all that, Ryback has said that he's officially done with WWE today. He posted a video up on Instagram of him just driving around, talking about how he's got a couple projects in the works. He's going to be doing a book, some kind of motivational thing. He's going to be wrestling a full-time schedule, but he didn't say where. Just book the big guy at yahoo.com. He's got some kind of supplement thing that he's working on too and whatever, so... There's no post on WWE.com saying that he's officially done, but, I mean, we've all known he's been done for a while now. What are your thoughts on that, Wago?
He would be at fucking Yahoo.com, wouldn't he? But I don't really give a shit what he does. He could have been something special, but I don't see myself becoming a big Ryback fan of his work on the indies. Shit, him in New Japan might be interesting, though, just because they don't have many body types over there, and he might learn a different style. But there's not too much that I'm interested in Ryback post-WWE. I think I've had my fill of him over the years.
See, if I were to put him in any kind of other company, I would think New Japan would be the best fit for him. TNA, of course, we've said it a million times. They're not going to pay people. They're not the exposure that they think that they are. Ring of Honor is kind of the same sort of thing, and I can't picture Ryback working Lucha Underground. New Japan would probably help him out quite a bit. But then again, if he's got all this stuff, like this supplemental material that he's working on, not sure if he'd actually really want to go to Japan and just, live over there for a while. So, Peyton, what do you think is happening with Ryback? You got a specific spot you'd like to see him go to? You think you're going to be following his motivational book and all that other kind of crap?
No, I think Ryback's going to find himself a perfectly fine career on the indies.
No specific spots, though? Just kind of like traveling around?
Yeah, I think he's going to pepper himself around in all the different big, I don't want to call them territory indies, but, nothing like even like a Ring of Honor or anything like that. I'm saying like your local East baseball Coast field. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, I think he's going to pepper himself around those. I think those will be the biggest payday for him, and I think that's what he's most concerned about.
A couple like Global Force shows, if they still do those, and I don't even know. When's the last time that they did anything?
I think that was when Jeff Jarrett tried to sell you gold bars.
Oof. Man, that company really went from like, oh, this is potential to like have like a rebirth. Nope. Fuck that.
I'm pretty sure some indies won't want Ryback though. Like Ring of Honor, I don't think they'll take him.
He could ask for a payday that would be like higher than what a lot of people would be willing to pay for.
Not even that, right? They just don't hire big guys like that. They don't cater towards their style. I mean, they could just fucking change their mind.
I mean, Ring of Honor did just lose Moose.
Where's Moose going?
He's in TNA.
Canada. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he went to fucking TNA. Like, worst career decision ever.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Should have gone to WWE, man. Could have been Moose and Uha again. Moosa. There's reports that Victoria may be returning to WWE to help out with not only their women's division on either side. I'm probably assuming SmackDown needs her more, but that she could be training people too. So, Victoria. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think?
I always like Victoria. She's a fine lady. I don't really have much more about it than that.
There you go.
In an interview, she said she likes to be naked all the time. So I like her.
She also ran a pizza place.
Huh.
So I like her even more.
Every time I've heard her speak on a shoot interview or some type of interview, she's always sounded like a really cool, down-to-earth person. She had some of my favorite women's matches in the, guess what period would you call 03? Fucking Ruthless Aggression. I had a hardcore match with Trish, which was pretty good. That or I'm just thinking it's good from nostalgia. But
nostalgia.
Yeah, I'm happy that she's coming back. I hope it's actually on an in-ring capacity because she can go.
I think the best spot for her would be SmackDown. They can kind of like have her work with the people like Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss that are still kind of finding themselves a little bit. And eventually, she can be one of those trainers at the Performance Center. Maybe she can get a Hall of Fame spot too. I think she's worthy of that.
What'd be cool is they could just revamp her and just let her go back to her original character.
Like,
the
just
psycho.
the normal... Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I'm thinking
she was a psycho when she first came in, and that was a pretty fun character. And then she was the girl pulling her pants up or something after that. I don't know.
She did a lot of like really stupid things towards the end of her WWE run, where she was wearing like the sumo outfit and all that kind of crap. Don't do that.
Oh, I forgot all about that. And wasn't she with Kenny Dykstra for a while?
It sounds like it would make sense. In the doesn't
yeah,
make sense.
Yeah, back when
kind
he
of
had
way.
the spit bucket and he was doing the like semi-boxer thing. What the fuck were they doing with Kenny Dykstra? Christ.
I don't remember this era.
Dykstra?
Booker T has been hospitalized after tearing his triceps from doing the Spinaroonie, and he says the Spinaroonie officially retired. He's not going to be doing that anymore. So, R.I.P. Spinaroonie. Boo. But then again, when's the last time that he did it, right? Other than, when he tore his fucking tricep.
He's already inducted into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do a Spinaroonie at the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
Okay, good. Everything checks out then. I just wanted to make sure he got his Hall of Fame moment and got to do a Spinaroonie. I'd actually be quite upset if he couldn't.
Though, I'm pretty sure if something comes up where it's like, man, that Spinaroonie really would just put a nail on that, He'll probably try to do it again.
You're like, yeah, I've abandoned the Spinaroonie. Yo, Booker, we're doing one of those we're doing one of those legends ceremonies at the end of the show. Will you do Spinaroonie? Yeah, okay.
No, I'll do a Rumble Rooney this time. Last hot tag that we have here. Gotta talk about this. Smack Talk's going to talk about Talking Smack on SmackDown. Their new post-SmackDown show is called Talking Smack. So everybody, of course, this past couple of days has just been sending some tweets and stuff and just going like, "Hey, Tony."
How pissed would have you been if they had gone the other way around and called it Smack Talk?
You know what? It might have ended up getting me more hits. I don't know.
I don't know. I think you'd have to change it. I think they'd come after you, actually.
Yeah, I think you'd get yourself shut down if they did that.
I think...
Shit, they still might.
I think I'll be good with the whole Smack Talk, Talking Smack thing. But for the future, if there is any kind of an issue, fuck you, WWE. I've been doing this for a while. And if that ends up happening, then we'll just kind of be calling ourselves Smark Out Moment. You know, it'll just kind of be one of those things. So the people that were worried that maybe, you know, that would shut everything down and we wouldn't have the YouTube channel anymore and the website would stop existing. The website's still going to exist no matter what. Fuck them. The YouTube channel, I'll just be rebranding stuff to Smark Out Moment and stuff. But I'm not going to be doing that for now because until WWE tries to put some kind of an argument against it, Smack Talk is still here. And you can do your Talking Smack crap after SmackDown and whatever.
It would be towtruckpig.com.
I don't know if that's going to go over as well as timecow.com.
I wonder if that URL's available.
I really don't expect this show to last.
I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing, but it's also something that they've done before, so it's not like it's really this revolutionary concept. Like,
well, they're capitalizing on the popularity. Like Talking Dead does this. There's After the Thrones.
Right.
Some other shows have been doing it lately too, but I just don't see how that fits for a wrestling show.
The main downside to that is they've got these pre-shows, and you've got the YouTube like backstage pass things that they do, the Fallout and all that. I like their set for this, and I like how they've been doing these interviews during SmackDown, where they've got like the one with Dean Ambrose and Renee. Like that's a cool looking set and stuff, but shit, I don't want to watch. You know, we were talking about this before with just the brand split itself. I don't watch the pre-shows or the Fallout things anyway, but imagine watching an hour-long pre-show, 3 hours of Raw, a Raw backstage pass, Fallout, whatever the hell you want to call their post-show thing, the YouTube content that would be supplemental to that, whatever the thing is that they're advertising is going to air after Raw on the WWE Network. Then the next day you've got a pre-show for SmackDown, 2 hours of SmackDown, a SmackDown post-show thing, all the YouTube stuff again for that. Holy shit, at that point it's like, well, not that much happens on SmackDown and Raw that needs to be recapped like that. Like, we have more fun doing our own post-show kind of stuff because we incorporate
Especially on
other
Raw,
elements.
they recap it themselves.
Yeah, like, do you really need to see 5 times a whole thing where it's like, well, Bray Wyatt attacked Dolph Ziggler, let's talk about how that happened, then let's talk about how it happened 8 more times? No way, man. The only thing that came out of this Talking Smack, from what I've heard, I didn't watch it, was Daniel Bryan saying that he was borderline offended by John Cena's comments about, like, you can go wrestle somewhere else, and it's like...
Oh, God, people were blowing that so out of proportion.
It's so ridiculous.
He said it because he's on Raw, and they're competing brands. Of course he's going to talk smack about him. Get it? Yeah.
But that's just, like, if that's all they're going to do, and they're just going to try to, you know, have one thing that's circulating around the dirt sheets like that per week or whatever, I don't care. And if all they're going to be talking about is what happened on SmackDown, I just fucking watched it. I don't need to watch you talk about it again.
Wait, did you say Daniel Bryan and John Cena are on different brands? They're on the same brand.
Wait, what?
Oh, shit, they're right. You're right.
Yeah, Peyton said Peyton didn't realize that both Bryan and Cena are on the same
Oh,
brand.
you said Raw? Or what happened?
Nothing. It's really not that important.
There's some stupid confusion somewhere. It was on.
Oh, okay.
Never mind.
All right.
Just move along.
I think the stupidest confusion is going to be when people are looking for Smack Talk and they're going to find Talking Smack. But what do you guys think just in general about the idea of that they're calling this Talking Smack? It makes sense, right?
I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to watch it. It's, like, I really don't have an opinion. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
not
be curious
expecting
if it lasts 6 months. 6
I
months max.
I don't even give it 6 months. I don't even think it's going to last that long. I'm like real curious what's going to happen with Backlash. I think a lot of things are going to change with Backlash. So look forward to that coming your way. But also look forward to the next couple of segments that we have coming for Smack Talk, not Talking Smack, which Rest Hold Break's coming up next. We're going to do our comment of the week and all the other kind of stuff that we need to take care of there. After that, we're going to get into our main event, Superstar Scores, Shelton Benjamin, and then we're going to round things out with the Fantasy League. So 3, 4, and 5 coming up next, everybody. We'll see you in those parts.